So how do you get super comfortable with video and find freedom by working your database? So in 2016, I was just starting in video and put myself on camera, and I had a deep fear of public speaking to begin with. I wasn't comfortable speaking in front of people, definitely not comfortable on camera. And so I was one of those people that, I would take a shot and then I would look and see how it looked, and then I would take 3 more and I would stumble, and I was just super nervous and I was sweaty and my heart rate was up and I wasn't comfortable with any of the shots that I did. So I kept doing it over and over and over again. And through practice and actually some therapy, I realized that I was thinking way too much about myself. In fact, my core belief was that I wasn't good enough and that I needed to prove myself and be perfect when I spoke to people. And I was afraid of failure and what that would mean and all this stuff. So that may not be your journey, but that was my journey on camera. Since then, I've probably done 4,000 plus videos. I'm very comfortable with public speaking and I get energized and love it. But it all took a change in the way I thought about being on video. So a couple things, and then I'll get real tactical with 3 steps to get comfortable. Number 1, I needed to realize this, maybe you do too, maybe it's part of your journey, is that we give ourselves a lot of credit as though we're super important and people care that much about how we look. Everybody makes mistakes. People are drawn to vulnerability and authenticity. When we drive to perfection and we do highly edited videos, we're commercializing it. We're not appearing real in front of people. So it is okay to make mistakes. Vulnerability connects people. It doesn't build walls. When we act perfect and we act like we don't make mistakes and we put on a facade and we appear fake, that separates us. It builds a wall between us and the person watching. When we're vulnerable, authentic, we make mistakes, it's okay. That connects us. And so I'd much rather connect with a viewer and be comfortable in my own skin than attempt to appear to be something that I'm not. So that's just a sort of a difference in how to show up and in a mindset when you're on video. Now there's 3 things that helped me save a lot of time on video that I want to share with you guys. So number 1, the biggest thing that kept me from doing video was that I didn't know what to say. So the first exercise that I would do, and encourage you to as well, set a timer for a couple minutes and play 20 questions. Do it with somebody else in the room, have them set a timer, say 3 or 4 minutes, and say, come up with 20 questions you might get asked by a consumer. If you're forced and you're under pressure, I promise you're gonna come up with a lot of questions that you've been asked by a buyer or seller. What's my home worth? What commission rate do you charge? How long does it take to sell a home? What are the top 5 ways you market a home? How long does it take before I write an offer if I'm looking for a home? How many homes does the average home buyer look at? What's the purpose of a home inspection? What's buyer's agency mean? Everything between you. Come up with all these questions, write them down. The second step is to take the questions and summarize them into a headline. So it's a real clear, concise headline. And the third step is to turn on the camera and just go through each question without preparing, without rehearsing, and just answer them. Like a buyer or seller asked you a question, like, how do you market my property? You wouldn't rehearse that. You would just say, well, here's the 5 things we do to market your property, and you answer the question. So that's what I'd like you to do, is just play 20 questions with yourself, form a headline, and then answer the questions on camera. I promise you, if you do that, you'll have a ton of content that you can share with your database, and that content will go a long way to giving them the information they need to come back to you when they have a life change and want you to buy or help them buy or sell a home. If you have any other questions about how to be comfortable with video, reach out to Rooted Business Consulting. We'd love to be of service and help you, and we'll talk to you next time.